welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. This is your first time seeing my face. My name is Aisha Alabi, and this is Tea Time with Aisha. I want to say thank you guys so much for the love we've been receiving. I also wouldn't be doing a good job if I didn't let you know that we are now available on Spotify, okay? That's something we've been working on. So if you guys don't want to be sitting down and watching it on the telly, on your phones, go ahead. Go follow us on Spotify. That's what I need you to do. Like, actually do it right now. Follow us on Spotify. Today's episode, I have someone really, really exciting for you guys. She's my favorite fashion girly on the internet. Honestly speaking, she should be bigger than she is because she's a fashionista, my favorite salon TT. You know, she could be a model, honestly, if she wanted to. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you, Denrise.
Thank you so much for the introduction.
Of course, you look so
Thank you.
good. This look is eating. I need you to give us an OTD before you sit down.
Okay, so I really just wanted to give something classy but with an edge. So I got the blazers from Jacquemus. This was thrifted. The skirt is the Frankie shop. The shoes are Tabby's. The rings I have collected over time, but I get a lot of my rings from like Etsy, even Amazon. I'm trying to think. ASOS. ASOS has really good rings as well. And then the earrings are also from Etsy.
Thank you. Okay, before we get too deep into today's episode, we're gonna do a quick rapid fire.
Oh God, I'm nervous. Okay.
Yeah, well, this is gonna help you with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay, so let's quickly go. Sweet or savory?
I like sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, vintage or new?
Vintage.
I know, right?
100%.
The
100%.
fashion girlies know vintage is where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay, heels, flats, or sneakers?
Heels.
Right?
Yeah.
But you're already tall.
I feel like with me, like I have been wearing heels for so long. It's what
Yeah.
I'm used to. Like it's a statement for me. Like,
Right?
you know what I'm saying? Like I know that if I'm wearing the most basic outfit, I throw on a pair of heels. Like
And it just elevates it.
Yeah, so it's
quick.
heels for me.
I'm a
Yeah.
heels girl too, all the way. Okay, so window or aisle seat?
Window.
Right?
Yeah, I hate the feeling of being in the aisle. Like it's so awkward and.
No, but what if you have to go into the bathroom? Like, you don't have to talk to anybody. You can just get up and go.
I don't like using the bathroom on planes.
Fair, yeah.
So window for sure.
Leather or lace?
Leather.
Leather.
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
I'm
Okay,
a leather
why?
girl. I'm sorry.
Why? It's just
I feel like
edgier.
leather just makes a statement, and you could do so much more with leather. I don't really wear lace often. Like I don't even think I
Own
own
anything that's
lacy in my
lace?
closet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, what's a must-have piece everyone should have in their wardrobe?
A good pair of jeans. Like I feel like jeans are a classic. Levi's specifically. Like you can dress it up, dress it down. Like for me, my go-to outfit is always like white and denim. Like a nice oversized pair of jeans with like a really oversized button down. I think that's so cute.
Spoken like a true fashion girl.
Yeah.
Love to see it. If you could raid anyone's closet, whose would it be?
Oh, Rihanna. Wouldn't it be for you?
That makes sense. I would raid a few people's closets to
Yeah,
be fair.
yeah.
But yeah, Rihanna's actually a very safe option.
Yeah,
Like,
her,
it makes
the
sense.
pool she has is crazy.
No.
You know what? Can I?
Yeah.
And Kylie.
I love her. Okay,
Kylie.
I love her.
Yeah,
especially her looks lately. I don't know. I think I saw a video on TikTok that spoke about us mirroring our partners.
Yeah.
So like the way you dress,
Yeah.
has a huge like whom you're with has a huge part to play
Yeah.
in the way you present yourself.
Yeah, it's so funny. Me and my friend were having this same exact conversation.
Yeah.
And he was telling me like he feels like her style is switching,
It's
and I
shifting.
do agree. But I feel like with Kylie, like her style is always doing
been.
like some type of like switcheroo. And she's been with
Yeah.
Travis for a while,
Yeah.
so I don't think she's always been consistent with her style, which is why I personally like her style and her stylist. Like they're always putting her in something new and different.
Yeah.
I can't exactly say the direction she's going in right now is my favorite.
I
but
don't hate it though. I don't hate it.
I'm more like the grunge.
Yeah, that's
like
definitely 1,000% you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I like when you can do both.
Okay.
I like when you're not one note. Like we're multifaceted beings.
Exactly.
You know, you have to be able to give me a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I
right.
feel like Kylie, like you
Her
put her in
style's
anything.
not limited.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
limited. Like I feel like they're with Kim, for example, everything's always given BBL fashion with Kim.
Yeah.
And I think when she was with Kanye, it was always like the looks were just very interesting, but nothing ever really like spoke to me in a,
Yeah.
I'm taking away.
Yeah.
You know what I
Kylie
mean?
takes it 100%. She's
All the
definitely the
time.
fashion girl in her family.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to
I don't
give
care
it
what
to
anybody
her.
says. She
Yeah,
does it.
it's her.
Even that big Bottega bag she's carrying now.
Oh my
like,
God.
I want it. I need to have
loved
it. I need to have it.
And I think she was wearing just like a skims
Yeah.
two-piece and those Ferragamo shoes.
Yeah.
Like, she's really good at like executing looks.
Like, have you seen her OOTD like videos that she does for TikTok?
Yeah.
Like, when she's just so cute. I don't know. People hate her, but I like her.
Her closet, it would have to be between her and Rihanna for sure.
How do you feel about the controversy about Rihanna not liking that family though?
I mean, I feel like there's so much controversy about people not liking the Kardashian family, and I would hate to say it, but I'm not one of them. I'm really not. I'm sorry, but well, for me, my favorite is specifically Kylie, and I think because of my love for fashion, like I gravitate towards her. I do understand where they do go wrong sometimes, but like. I mean, they're taking it. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
like, they are.
Yeah.
Okay, we turned the rapid fire into conversation. I have one more for you. Diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like that's a southern thing to say, like, pearls.
I don't think I own anything with pearls. Really? I love diamonds. They're
I went to go get pearls when you had that one birthday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I had to go get
burlesque.
Yeah,
for sure.
I had to go get pearls. I was like, I mean, you think burlesque, you think pearls. It just made sense. And feathers. So that was fun. That was cute. Okay, guys, as you can see, we definitely have a juicy episode loading for y'all. So go ahead, get your tea, get your snacks. You know me, I'm always going to advocate for dates. If you haven't tried dates by now with ginger tea, I don't know what you're doing. In this episode, we're not doing ginger tea though. Something a little bit different. We have hibiscus tea.
Ooh, I love hibiscus. It's
sweet.
It's sweet.
Exactly. It's sweet. There's a little bit of lemon in this one, but yeah. Okay. So let's do a quick cheers. Oh, this is good.
Oh, Aisha.
Yeah. I didn't even taste it. You know when you do something so often that you don't even need to use like measurements or anything, you just use your eyes?
No, this is really good.
That's me now.
I love how sweet it is.
Sorry, I'm like being greedy, taking another sip. So how have you been? What have you been up to?
I've been good. Working a lot, especially because we're heading into Q4. I feel like there's so much going on within my workplace right now, so it's hard for me to balance both.
You need to tell them what you do.
So
and let them know.
Right. So I am a brand campaign manager at the New York Times. I manage luxury brand campaigns specifically. And I just work with different like advertisers who are looking to get into like our magazine. We have a magazine called T Magazine, the newspaper, or they want to run digital ad campaigns. So I kind of oversee it, like not the whole team, but I oversee like the specific accounts that are looking to do that.
How does it feel to be working? Was this your dream job? Like, is this exactly what you wanted to be doing?
And so actually I had no idea like this is something that I was going to get into.
Okay.
Prior to working for the New York Times, I was working for Hermes.
Oh, yeah,
and I was doing specifically retail. And I think I was there for like maybe 11 months, like not even a year. And I was getting ready to graduate. And I just wanted something new. Like, I'm the type of person where it's like I constantly have to elevate myself. It's like a love and hate relationship because I hate the feeling of feeling stagnant. Like, I can't stay in one place. So yeah, I just really wanted something new, and I was following a friend who, well, at the time she wasn't a friend, but we had constantly DM each other, like how girls do, and I contacted her like, let's meet up for lunch because I saw the job posting and I was just so curious, how it was working within that corporate sphere, especially being like a woman of color. Like, I feel like we have that ability to kind of like plug each other and like tell each other like how it really is. And she was really open to meeting with me. I got lunch with her. It was great. And she was just like, what position was it? And she sent me the recruiter that was like overseeing it. I applied and I got the interview probably that week, and I got the job like a week later.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and I rather quickly.
Yeah. And I literally started the job probably, I think I graduated that Friday. I started the job that Monday. Yeah.
Okay, and you've been in Maryland your whole life?
Yes. So I was born and raised in PG County specifically. I've been living in the same house my entire life until I moved to college. Then I went to Towson University, and then from there, Eventually, after I graduated, I moved to New York.
Moving to New York, it just seems like such like a huge, because
Yeah.
we live in the suburbs. Like
Yeah.
everything is very calm.
Yeah.
In Maryland
Yeah.
specifically, and so to go from Maryland and then now you're in New York where everything is super fast paced.
Yeah.
How have you been finding that adjustment?
It's been hard. Like it's not an easy adjustment. Especially when you're literally moving from a different state by yourself. Like thankfully I had my cousin, Alyssa, and being with her like is so great sometimes. But like, you know, at the end of the day, like you're doing something like this by yourself.
Yeah.
And again, I lived in the same house all my life. Like, you know, I've always lived in Maryland, so it was an adjustment, but I don't regret it. Like I love the city. I love my job. Like I'm happy there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that makes the entire journey worth it, right?
You had mentioned something about not ever being able to sit still. Is
Yeah.
that something that's always been a part of your like person and character, or is that developed as you've felt more into you? Like, you know, you're growing into yourself now.
Yeah, I feel like it's always been a part of my character. Like even when I was younger, like my mom never had to be on top of me in terms of like grades or school. Like I was always on top of myself. And I feel like because of that, it gave me the drive that I have now to constantly like kind of like overachieve. Like it's like I always want something new, like something to elevate myself. So it's just been something that's been embedded in me. And I think right now in the place of life that I'm in right now, I'm trying to learn to just like really sit in it and like, you know, really enjoy
bask
it.
in
Exactly,
what you've achieved so far.
'Cause I'm in a great place. So
where do you think that came from? Like you always feel like you need to like top your last achievement.
I would have to give that to my dad, honestly.
Okay.
My dad was a businessman. He owned like tons of businesses in Africa, and he was a hustler. So he taught me the importance of one, having your own as a woman, and making sure that you're always educated, like you have the knowledge you need, like advancing yourself. So I would definitely have to give all those props to him. And my mom worked hard as well.
Yeah.
Like she worked literally like 5 days a week. I only saw her on the weekends, and I think seeing that for me, it was such a positive like look on life. Like, you know, if you work hard, you get this. And like I saw what my parents would get and when they achieved something great. So for me, like I know that I have to like constantly persevere myself, like push myself to like past my limits. Yeah.
Thing is, with moving to another city or another state, you're going to grow.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what episode it is that we spoke about this, but like you have to like throw yourself into the deep end to see if you're going to be able to survive.
Right.
And true growth actually comes from getting uncomfortable.
Right.
So what growth can you actually say, you can distinctly state, I have felt, seen, and living in as you've now moved into this new space entirely?
Yeah. I feel like obviously when you're moving to a whole different state by yourself, like a sense of maturity, a new sense of maturity kind of overtakes you. Like I definitely see, like I'm not the same person I was like last year. I'm not even the same person I was like last week. You're constantly facing challenges head on that you have to deal with alone, and it gives you some type of empowerment to tell you like I can really do this by myself, like and I can keep doing this and I can do more. So I feel like I've gotten much more mature. I have a different outlook on life, right? Like the glass is always half, right. Like the glass is always half full. Like just coming at life with a sense of positivity, because nothing's perfect. But as long as you're constantly working towards something and pushing yourself, I feel like it's always going to work out in the end.
What's the hardest thing you feel you've experienced so far, like living there?
That's so hard.
Yeah.
The hardest thing.
Because I can imagine you're being torn away from your family.
Right. Okay, you know what? I feel like for me, it's literally that not being with my family. Like I grew up in a very close-knit family. I'm extremely close to my brother. I have 5 siblings specifically, so like it's a big family and we're all extremely close. For me, being away from them is so hard. Like I'll have to come home some weekends and it's like I can't take this. Like I need to see my brother, I need to see my mom, I need to see my dad, you know. So for me, like not having them like to turn to, like waking up in the morning and just like leaving out my bedroom and not waking up to my family, sometimes that can be difficult.
It can be because I've always like lived at home. I'm like the oldest in my house, and my parents are very much so like no, you have to stay home.
Yeah.
You can't like go on campus. You have to like commute.
Yeah.
So I've just always been home.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to not be here.
Right.
And I'm trying to, my first time doing that, like being away from my family, was when I stayed in Nigeria for months by myself. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when I came back, I didn't want to see anyone or go anywhere. I was actually suffering from anxiety because I've never been away from my family, and I experienced, you know, being on my own, because I was on my own, and I was not only in a different, I was in a different country. I was in Africa. Yeah. I was in Nigeria. Okay, it can be a bit of a jarring, say the least, experience, right? Yeah. But I feel like that hunger and that fast-paced life to just keep going and doing what I needed to do, I did enjoy that aspect of it. But every day, like, I need to go home. Like, I need to see my sister. Like, I need to see my siblings right now. And so when I came home, I just literally was in a cocoon. Didn't film anything. Didn't do anything. Like, I was just to myself. So I feel like in that independence aspect of things, I don't have it. And that's something that I am trying to work on.
Right. But you get it. Like, I feel like it takes time. Yeah. And like you said, it takes a certain test for you to, like, for it to click for you. And I actually studied abroad in Italy for a couple months. So I feel like that gave me the drive I needed to know that I could move to New York and I could do it. And, like, it wouldn't be something that I haven't done before. And yes, I would be out of my comfort zone, but you have to push yourself in order to grow, right? Like, growing isn't comfortable. It's not supposed to be. Yeah. So I think for me, like, once I've done it before, like, I was halfway across the world by myself, I knew I could do it again. Like, you know, permanently this time. So, yeah.
Do you see yourself staying in New York for a very long time?
Yeah. Wow. I can't see myself raising, like, a family in New York. Yeah,
but in your 20s, like,
and I feel like it's fun in your 20s, like, you're enjoying yourself. The city is crazy. Like, believe everything you say, you hear. It's crazy. Yeah. But I definitely can see myself probably living out of the country, like, afterwards. Like, I think that's more something that I'm looking forward to. Like,
what country do you think?
Oh, no. Where else would I go?
Stop. No, you didn't even start a problem.
No, I have to go to London. I feel like it's just such a vibe out there. And I've been to London before, and I loved it. Like, I truly enjoyed myself. When did you go? I want to say 2 summers ago. Okay, so you went in the summer. I went in the winter. And can I say something? Like, no shade. Actually, all shade. Brush your teeth. They have to just be so dirty. No, they have such bad dental hygiene. Yeah. Like, every other person has jagged, haggard teeth. And I just... Well, I actually heard the water in London.
No, yeah, the lime. What do they call it?
Yeah, I think something that's lime. What it is. And I follow a girl on TikTok, and she actually talks about her experience, like, living in London. I think that scares me, but I can't let stuff like that stop.
London people are bad vibes, too. Let me tell you right. London people are bad vibes.
You like, dogging them.
No, I love my London girls. Wait. I do love my London girls, but, like, let's be honest, you guys are bad vibes. Like, they actually are bad vibes. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, it's giving very much, like, you can't sit with us. Okay. And I'm just like, nobody wants to sit with you anyways.
Right. I feel like that doesn't intimidate me, though. Like, I can't, I'm not easily intimidated. Like, I love meeting new people. Yeah. I love, like, being outside of my comfort zone.
But you're a fine girl, so you wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I feel like I would make friends. Yeah. And honestly, it's London. Oh. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in terms of, like, fashion, you have New York. I'm
London, but I would live in London.
Right. Yeah. Like, you have New York and you have London. And, like, I've experienced New York. I want to get the full experience of it before I, like, go ahead and, like, pack up everything and move to a whole nother country. Yeah. But it's like, after I tackle this, like, I know that has to be next.
So is your husband in London?
Probably. Probably. I don't know if he's in the U.S., but he's definitely in London, like, for sure.
I feel that. So do you typically go for, like, African men, or... I have to ask a question now. Like, yeah, you want to know. Are we, like... Is that what you typically go for, or what's your type?
Okay, so, I'm not... I don't restrict myself to specifically African men.
You know, I already knew the answer to the question.
Yeah, like, I really don't. Like, I think for me, like, the number one thing is, like, intelligence. Like, I love a man that can teach me something.
In case you're sexual.
Right? Like, I love a man that can teach me something. I love a man that's intelligent.
Uh-huh.
Of course, a provider.
Yeah.
A man that puts God in
In
front of his
everything.
relationship. Like, that's number one for me. But in terms of like African American, like
It doesn't matter.
yeah,
Like, you're open.
I like dark skinned men though.
I like dark skinned men too.
That's my preference if I have
But do you
to.
know the thing is, I feel like I say that, but like I actually am open.
Okay.
Right? I'm so open.
Yeah.
I am.
I've done the light skin. I can't do it again.
Do you know what threw me off of light skinned men?
What?
Oh my god. I'll tell you the story. It's so crazy to me. Like, I can't believe that happened. So like I was actually a lot younger, and this guy, we actually like ran track together.
Okay.
And he went to uni, and like he became you're in Kappa.
You're saying uni like you've been to London. Like,
You know what?
you're saying
It's really like the Nigerian in me that
Okay.
says uni is not no.
Okay.
But he became a Kappa, and like I was a senior,
Okay.
and like so we were talking, and I just felt very fetishized.
Okay.
Like he would be like dark chocolate. Ugh.
Yes.
I don't like that.
I hate that.
And
That's
he
like
would
my
say a
number one
lot of
turn on.
stuff like that, and so I think after that experience, I was just like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it again. I
Yeah.
don't want to do it again. No, but like obviously not everyone's like that.
Yeah.
It's just that was one experience.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's why when I like say my preference, I don't always mention light skinned men, but
Yeah.
it's like they're good looking. It's just dark skinned men never do that. So I just
Yeah.
like going for people that look like me, so that
Right.
we have the same
Yeah.
similar experience. We're on the same page.
Yeah. I think for me, like, I'm open to both. I just it's what I gravitate towards,
Yeah.
but like I'm open. Yeah.
Man. When do you see yourself getting married? Ideally, if you could choose, like if you could pick.
I don't know. Like I can't even see that right now, honestly. Like I'm not even focused on that.
That's me.
I definitely see myself getting married 100%.
Yeah.
When? I don't know. Like I'm 23, so
Yeah.
I have a lot of time. I'm just enjoying the time that I'm in. Like dating is fun. Like I'm just having fun.
What's
right?
like
I feel
your
like we're young,
best
like right, like
dating
just
experience you've had?
the best.
Yeah, like it just like stands out to you. Like, okay, that was a good one.
In terms of like an actual date,
Yeah.
there was a guy that took me out like every day of the entire weekend, and
Wow.
we really enjoyed each other's time and company, and it was fun. I think it was natural, and that's what I enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love something that's like relaxed.
It feels like a natural connection.
Yeah, exactly.
So would you say you're like a intuitive person?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with me, like everything just has to be done with intention. So as long as the relationship is intentional, like it works out.
In terms of like your career, what are like your aspirations that you have?
Oh my
Because
God.
you know you've said you've jumped from this, now you're in this space,
Right.
and you're in the corporate world.
Right.
That's different.
Yeah, it is.
It is different. Do you see yourself staying here? Is this the lane that you want to stay in and grow in?
Yeah.
Or do you think you would make a pivot elsewhere?
I think for me, like it's limitless. Like
Okay.
I'm not really thinking about specifically where I can go within this company, but it's like what I can do in general. Right now in the space I'm in, I'm really focusing on like styling. Like I really want to get into that.
Come on, be my stylist now.
Whenever you're ready. Let's
I'm
do it.
ready. I just started for season 2. I've been saying this.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I think, and you know, that's why we're having this
Right.
conversation, right?
I think for me, like it's just I have to really like feel connected. You know,
We're connected.
no, of course. I'm saying like in terms of like when I'm ready to start. Like
Okay.
it has to like make sense for me.
Yeah.
It has to be a time where like I'm just ready to do it.
Yeah. Timing.
But like going forward, I really do want to start getting into styling, styling myself as well too, because I feel like I really took a break from that, and I'm ready to really get back into it. Within the corporate sphere, like again, it's limitless. Like whatever is meant for me, like
will be for you.
I'm just trying to enjoy the space I'm in, because like I feel like I haven't had a chance to do that.
And what steps are you taking to even like actually take everything in and bask in the moment? Because it's one thing to say, like, I want to do this, but like, what are you doing to make sure that's happening?
Basking in the moment in terms of my career, like I think I'm taking time like to network with people.
Okay.
Like that's number one. Like network with people within my corporate atmosphere. and just learn. I feel like learning is number one for me. Like I've put that above everything else within the last few months. I've just been trying my best to learn as much as I can, so I have everything I need when I am going to the next step for me. Right? Yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. So you guys travel a lot.
Yes,
You
I
guys
do.
travel a lot. Give me like your top 3 places you've been.
Okay, Jamaica.
Okay, Jamaica was good.
Jamaica was really good.
Jamaica was cute. We went to Jamaica together. Jamaica was cute.
Jamaica was cute.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun, and I love like really good girl trips.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's something that you don't get often, and once you get a
like we had no real hiccups. Like if something went wrong, it's like okay, it was fine.
What's next?
What's
right.
next? Yeah, it was like a good vibe.
Yeah, and I love people that I can travel with, because you can't really travel with just anybody. So like when you meet people that you can travel with, it's like okay, great. So
that's actually really how we met, though. You know? That's how.
We
would like follow each other on Instagram at this point.
Yes.
But like we didn't know each other. And like Gillisan and I are like friends, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're cousins.
Yeah.
So we were both like kind of observing each other on that trip.
Right. But I feel like we hit it off so well. Like
we did.
I think, and it was like natural. Yes. Again, like it just goes back to relationships being natural, like platonic, romantically. It was really natural, and we enjoyed each other's presence, and we just had so much fun.
We had a good time. Like everybody was just such a good vibe.
Yeah,
like, I loved it. Jamaica, I want to do Jamaica again. This is too good. Too good.
I have
too
to
good.
go back. So Jamaica was definitely number one. Cabo. I went to Cabo for my birthday with my girls. It was a blast. We had so much fun. Like we still talk about that trip to this day. Like it, like no complaint. Yeah.
You're making everybody
we're gonna get the content, like, and I think that's why we all click so well, because we travel the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we know we want to enjoy, but we also want to like take pictures, like the outfits we created, like just have fun with it. So that was number two, and then Egypt with my brother.
That was so
last
cute.
year. Yeah, that was a good time.
That was cute.
I felt like I was in a complete different world. Like I really enjoyed it.
What was your favorite thing about Egypt?
I definitely think for me it was the sightseeing, like seeing like the pyramids and how everything was built. I feel like it was very fascinating, because like I couldn't believe that it was man-made.
I know. That's
So it was insane. Seeing that was number one, and honestly, just being on the journey with my brother. Like,
is that you guys' first like trip solo together, like just the two of you?
I think so.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we both travel a lot.
Yeah.
I think because we both have like a large friend group. We don't travel together often, but I think that was our first like solo trip. Of course, we've been like we've been places together with family, but it was me and him, and it was really fun. Like again, it just goes back to like knowing like who you can travel with. I've never really had a bad travel experience, and like that was honestly probably not my number one. Yeah,
I've had a bad travel experience.
Where'd you go? Tell me. Where'd you go?
I think we went to Puerto Rico.
Okay. Ooh. I'm sorry. What made it bad?
It just wasn't the right people.
Okay.
It's really that it just goes back to knowing who you're traveling with.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
So me now, I feel like, okay, after that, I was like, traveling with groups of people, I don't know. I think 4 is my cap.
Right. So what was your best travel experience?
Italy with Yulissa.
Okay, yes.
Italy with Yulissa.
Yeah. Europe is beautiful. Italy's beautiful in general.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I fell in love. Italy, like, it was amazing. Yulissa and I got so close.
Yeah.
Like, on that trip, I feel like we would just break down, like, a lot of walls and stuff like that. And it was just such a magical trip, because I was going through stuff, she was going through stuff, and we were just like sisters connecting on that trip. Food was amazing. People loved us. Like when we went to Amalfi, I think we weren't the only Black people there, but there weren't that many Black people there. So everywhere we went, like people knew, like, oh, those are the Black girls that people were talking about, right? It gave it, girl. Yeah. It gave center of attraction. Like, it was just such a good trip. And then Jamaica.
Right. And I really feel like that speaks to sisterhood.
Yeah.
Right? Because it gave you that escape you needed, and you got to do it with somebody that you were really close to. Yeah.
I spoke about this, I think even you listened to I's episode, about how this year I was extremely intentional about sisterhood.
Yeah.
And just building on that, because obviously, I'd like been in a relationship for so long, and I think sometimes young girls that we're naive, right? So like you think like this is it. You see media pushes a certain image of what you're supposed to look like when you're in a relationship and what relationship life looks like, and you tend to lose yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like, not that I didn't have good friends or I wasn't putting what I should have been in my friendships, but I could have been doing more.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Like people not feeling like they could call me.
Yeah.
Because
you're in a relationship.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, like now I'm very focused on my friendships and just pouring into them. And so much so that when I do decide to get into another relationship, that person knows how important my friendships are to me, and like they give me that push in keeping those relationships alive, even within that. I think that's something that young women should really, and even older women, because sometimes we carry boyfriend matter and husband matter on our head so much, we forget the importance of sisterhood. Like, child, what are you going to say in that episode? Because when he's gone, who will I go and cry to? Exactly. So sisterhood, such a big thing for me right now.
I feel like it's like all about balance, like being able to do both, and it's very possible. Like I see healthy relationships directly within my friends, and I see how well they do it, and even me myself, like I know like one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna balance both, right? Like I'm not gonna be the friend that's only booed up with her man
all the time. She's with her man.
Yeah, like I mean, because I eventually I gotta get away from you. Like I need to be able to
have a life outside
of
you.
Have a life outside of you. Like talk to my friends or even just be by myself.
Right.
Like I think for me that's the number one I've learned this year, to really just like bask in being with me. Like I enjoy my time alone, my time away from everybody, my time away from social media. Like I need to have the ability to just like kind of like feel free away from everybody. So yeah.
How would, when it comes to like social media and like making friends, because you had mentioned earlier that you met someone via Instagram, right? How do you take that approach? Because I feel like for me, I've spoken about this before, and it was a bit dodgy. Like I don't know, but I have made good friends through the internet. It's just you just never know. So what do you feel like tells you you're making the right decision and being friends with this person?
I feel like it's only happened twice. Okay. It was her and then my other friend Solani.
Okay. Oh, bless her.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't happen often, but it's like when you can tell a girl has a good vibe, like it's really natural, right? Like I don't have to like think twice. It's not weird. Like we're showing each other love. Like I think for me, like that is really what like gives me the green light. Like okay, like this girl, like we could probably be cool. I'm definitely not closed off to making friends off social media, but I'm not on social media the way I used to be, so it's kind of harder.
That's true.
Yeah, so but
let's talk about that really quick though. Why are you not on social media? Because I tell you this all the time, like your content, like when you actually post, I'm like, if she just did this consistently for 5-6 weeks, your account would grow ridiculously. Like you have it. Like when you look at people and you're like, they have that it factor. You actually have that it factor. Like honestly, you do. And it's like if you just applied yourself, you'd be shitting on all of us, okay?
Right. I mean, it's not more so about like not applying myself. I just feel like with me, social media is like one thing, right? It's a place for me to show my creative. It's like a creative outlet for me. Like I go on there to post like outfits and I'm off. Right, like I don't really desire doing anything else, and honestly, I think it's all about what you prefer and like what you want to do. Like,
so you don't want to grow on there, really?
I think if I want it to be natural, and I just don't want to feel pressure to do it. Like you're not
everything just has to be natural,
right? Like you're not the first person to tell me that. I think I just have so much that I'm focusing on, like outside of social media. Like I have work, like I'm starting businesses, like I'm looking to like do other things outside of social media that I just can't give it my all right now. And I think that's fine. Like that's okay. Like I don't need to feel pressure.
Like it'll naturally come.
Right.
It'll naturally
come. And if it doesn't, like that's okay too. I think with me, my focus is more so networking with the right people. And I do love the following presence that I've gained on social media, and I feel like I follow so many like flight girls, and we're always showing each other love And that's enough for me, like right now. Like, I'm not really focused on becoming like an influencer. Like that's not me. That's never been me. Like, again, like social media, Instagram specifically for me is a place for me to show my creative outlet. Like, when I think of an outfit, like the only way I can display it is through posting, or styling. So that's what I use it for. And again, if it goes up, it goes up. If it doesn't. The next
But
thing I
like
do
you're
is
just very like lax about it. You're just like,
yeah. And I feel like also like the way social media is right now, it could be really scary.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like people, it's like literally people are watching your life.
How do you feel about that? Like when it comes to posting, what's going through your mind?
I don't get nervous when it comes to posting. Okay. Like honestly, because I'm very confident in like what everything I create and what I put out there. Like I'm also very picky, so I'm never putting anything out there that I know isn't something that I want to be on my Instagram. Yeah. But in terms of just being on social media, like I feel like, again, like people are like the point of Instagram is for people to watch you. Yeah. And that's cool and all, but I know that naturally I'm not like that. Like I'm a little bit more reserved to myself. Yeah. And I think that's okay. Like I don't think that's okay. You're right. I don't.
And it's not like we're in a era where everyone feels like they need to be an influencer. Right. They feel pressured to be like influencing, which I don't know. That's kind of a conversation in itself. Right. A hot take, whatever. Because anyone could do it, but like, should everyone be doing it? That's another conversation, right? Mm-hmm. But you not feeling pressure to do that, I think it speaks so much to your character and just like how you are. Like you're just very laid back with everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to say laid back with everything. I'm more so just laid back with social media. I mean,
I understand. But even when you mention your approach with like dating, it's like if it works, it works.
Right.
It naturally comes to me. Like it's like it just has to like fall in place.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, where do you think that calm? Because even speaking with you right now, like you're just extremely calm.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, Denrise, this is on camera. Like, right? You're very, very calm and poised. Yeah. And even when there's like the other side of Denrise, it's still like, okay, that's just giving a little bit of personality. Right. But like generally, you're calm. Where does that come from? Where do you pick that up from?
I don't know. I'm naturally an extrovert, believe it or not. Like I'm very extroverted, but within the comfort of certain people. Mm-hmm. I think naturally, like my personality is, like you said, calm and poised. Yeah. Until I'm like meet the right person that can bring that out of me. Yeah. My dad is literally just like me in that sense.
Are you a mommy or a daddy's girl?
I don't know if I could choose. Like I love both my parents.
You being so PC right now.
I love both my parents with all my heart. Like I couldn't choose.
I feel like I know the answer to that question. If you're watching this, you know the answer to this question.
But no, I love my parents so much. Yeah. And I feel like I have so much of both their qualities in me. Mm-hmm. Like the extroverted part that does show, like that's my mom. She's like an extreme extrovert. She's a fashionista. Like
she's fabulous.
That. Yes, I get that from her specifically. Yeah. And then my dad, like in terms of like the business savvy, the more like, speak when the time is right. Like listen in the room of in the room of the right people. Like that comes from him. So I really get both their personalities.
And it's giving like balance.
Yeah. Balance. Libra. That's Libra. What balance.
I used to not subscribe to it. I really don't subscribe to it, but like when I sit down and deep, I'm like, see, it's connecting. It's making sense. How do you feel about horoscopes?
I think they're true, but I don't really use it to base everything off everybody. Yeah. Like I feel like people are their own individual self at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And people just show you who they are. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I just believe that based off that.
You just said something that was very interesting to me. So when it comes to like your friendships and like your relationships, what would you say your bandwidth and tolerance is?
I feel like I prefer, within friendships, I prefer generally low maintenance friendships. Okay. Only because like I know I'm like extremely busy 24/7, and I know that some people, when it comes to friendships, require much more. So I gravitate naturally towards people that
don't.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. In terms of relationships, like low tolerance, like obviously disrespect, like. That's 100%, and I feel like in any form, like that can be anything, like even emotional.
Yeah.
Obviously, in terms of like cheating, all that. Like that's like
No, it gotta go.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
for me. Um,
What's like like your top 3
red flags.
Okay, let's do top 3 red flags
Okay.
and top 3 icks.
Okay, isn't that the same though?
No. Red
Okay.
flags. Red flags are reasonable.
Okay.
Icks are not.
Okay.
Icks are kind of like, okay, like you get it, but like you're kind of taking the piss. Like you're not gonna cut them off just because of that. I mean, you could.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
My top 3 red flags. A man that doesn't provide, probably.
Okay.
Like a stingy man. I can't. That's like 100%.
Yeah.
A man that doesn't communicate. Communication is huge to me. Like that's probably number 1. Like
Okay.
I love communication, healthy communication. Like you get so much out of that. Even within like platonic relationships too. Like if you feel some type of way, talk about it, right? Yeah, and with respect to the other person's feelings, number 1. Just being able to communicate, it makes a huge difference. So communication, and my third one would probably be just a man that doesn't want to do anything. Like
no ambition.
Yeah, no ambition, or like you don't want to go out. Like it's I don't know. It's a cut. No for me.
We're not compatible.
Yeah, we're not.
Okay, then give me 3 icks.
3 icks.
I can give you one. When you can see his butt crack when you get out the car.
Okay.
That's ick.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to see that.
What's another ick for me?
When his nails are dirty.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but I feel like that's a red flag because like that means your personal hygiene is not good.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like ick for me is personal hygiene. Like that's definitely number 1. Like in general, like you know, clean yourself. Like just be clean. Yeah. That flags above everything. That's like number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of any more icks off the top of my head right now, but I just know that one. If I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when he is the whatchamacallit of his group, the errand boy of his group. Okay. That's an ick.
What's an errand boy?
Errand boy, like, oh, go get this really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an ick. I'm sorry. That's scary.
Okay.
Imagine we're out together with your friends and they say, hey, yo, can you go get something from the store? Why are they sending you?
Yeah.
Why is it you they chose to send? Oh, you have no pool. Oh, that's scary. Okay. That's scary. That's scary. That's scary. That's another one. I can't think of another one, but those two.
I think for me, number 1 is hygiene. And that's like the one that like tops it all. Yeah.
If you're dirty, it's like...
Yeah, if you're dirty, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Like, we never met. Honestly, to be honest. Like, it's a wrap.
Okay. All right. Let's take it back to the fashion. Really quick, right?
Yeah.
So, give us... I want to start with Instagram ones. Okay. Right? When people are trying to get into fashion... Okay. Or they're trying to diversify their wardrobe a bit from the basic, what accounts would you ask them to follow, tell them to follow?
Accounts.
Like, what are your favorite Instagram accounts that you go to for inspiration?
In terms of people?
Yeah.
Kylie Jenner.
Okay. Don't hate on her. She's good, guys.
She really is. Yeah. London Girl NYC. I love her.
Oh, she's too good.
Yeah, like I love the way she puts together things that like you would never
even think about.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, like that's what fashion is. Like it's a way to get into other people's mind. Like when you think of something, you think of an outfit, you think of a piece, and like you execute it to the fullest extent and you do it well. Like that's the thing I love about styling, and I feel like she hits that.
Yeah, I know.
100%.
She's so good.
Yeah.
I look at her Instagram and I'm like, I wouldn't have thought that, but this works, and now I want to go try it.
Right.
Now I want to go in my closet and go see like how can I put something like that together. No, she's really good. She's
she does it, and she does it well. Yeah. And I think for me, Ib Kamara, I love his Instagram. He's the editor-in-chief of Days Magazine and the new creative director of Off-White. Okay. And his fashion sense is like out of this world, but on top of that, his editorial is amazing. Like I love the way he thinks. I love the way he executes things. And I feel like he's the same as me in terms of like, you know, he kind of just like, from what I get, he just posts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, right, it's just like a natural thing. Like, you know, he posts whatever he wants. And he doesn't even post all of his work, and it's amazing every time. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But.
He's from Sierra Leone.
So I can't put a face, I can't put a face to the name right now. However, when the Off-White show was like going
Yes.
on,
Yes.
I was, because somebody had mentioned it on TikTok. You know, TikTok is like our Google now.
Yeah.
That's when I went on the Instagram page, but it's like it didn't stick to my head like that. But
his work is amazing. His story is amazing as well. And I feel like it's really, really motivating to hear people who have like kind of had like the same start as you, right? Like they kind of don't know where to go, and they start like piecing together like things that gets them to where they want to be.
You could see yourself creative acting at some point?
I think so. I would love to be a creative director. Like that's, I feel like it takes a lot to be a creative director. It's not something like you can just, you know,
get up and do. You have to build your portfolio.
Right. You build your portfolio, you build your knowledge, but you also have to have like the vision for it. Like creative direction at the end of the day is vision, right? So if I can see something and I can execute it to the fullest extent, like that would definitely make me happy. But I can definitely see myself creative directing. Yeah.
I can see that for you as well.
Yeah.
Do you ever scroll on Instagram and you see people's outfits and you're like,
I don't really hate on other people's outfits. Like that's not me. I mean, like sometimes, like I'll think.
You
like,
do know the thing is not hating.
It's not
Guys,
hating.
It's not hating. I hate when people say stuff like that because realistically speaking, we all judge. You walk outside right now.
Right.
If somebody thinks to themselves, "Oh, that hairstyle is nice," they're still judging you. Judgment. Google judgments.
But see, I'm not one to judge very quick. Like that's just
we judge. Period,
me.
guys.
That's
guys,
very true.
We judge. Period.
That's very true. But I feel like with me, like I kind of just like. I believe in letting people be them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when it comes to fashion specifically, like, not like hair and makeup, because, like, I feel like that's a different realm, right? Okay. When it comes to fashion specifically, and the people that I follow on my Instagram, like, everybody's style is individual to themselves, right? Like, I'm not going to expect somebody to curate an outfit the way I curate it or look at something the way I do it. Like, I like seeing how people kind of like put something together and make it different, right? Like for me, like what inspires me about fashion is the clothes, right? The pieces, like how people can take something and like rework it to work for them and their silhouette. Obviously it's not universal for everybody, but again, like within my
You're so PC.
What does that mean?
Like, are you media trained?
Media trained?
Yeah, because like I'm watching you speak, right? And like I'm seeing you pick your words carefully with the things that you're saying. Like you're PC, like politically correct, like media trained. Like okay, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Yeah,
I guess so. I feel like I watch what I say because I don't like to insult people. Yeah, right. But I think for me, like that's just what it is. Like I'm very aware that everybody's style is different. Everybody can like be them. Like,
do you think you were always that way, or did you grow into that?
I think I was always that way because my style used to be really crazy. Like like I used to be the one like.
What would you describe it as before?
Growing up, like I used to wear just like things that were on like the louder side, and I feel like I still do, and I kind of like grew into that. Like I kind of like
it's refined now.
Right, I refined it. I made it work for me, but I was always the person that was wearing like the loud pieces, the loud clothes,
like Rihanna.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Rihanna.
Right, exactly.
It's fashion.
Yeah,
it's fashion.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would go to like your old. Okay, it depends on how old we're saying, right? If you go on your Instagram right now, you can tell there's a growth. But it's like it was always giving. Yeah. It was appropriate for the time.
Right. Yes. Exactly. I like that.
It was appropriate for the
100%.
time. I think you've always had like good taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I think I agree. I feel like I've built my style over the years. Like I've trying to like refine it and made it like work for me and seen like what I used to do and what I liked and what I do now and. I put that into perspective. Like I still love like loud clothing, but I like to like make it work for me again. Yeah.
How would you describe the fashion space right now where we are?
I think it's interesting. I think it's a very following culture. Like people are kind of like trying to hop on like trends. Whatever is trendy. Okay. Yeah. I think for me, like I kind of had to learn that I like keeping up with trends wasn't my number one goal. It wasn't something that
say that again.
Keeping up with trends wasn't my number one goal. Like I didn't feel the need to constantly like feel the pressure of social media and what everybody was wearing. Like
You're just you.
Right. I think at a point I honestly strayed away from it. Not in the perspective to be different, but just like realizing like I'm gonna wear what I want. If something's trending and I like it, okay, I'll wear it.
Yeah.
But if something's trending and I genuinely don't, like I'm not
that.
right. And I also feel like in the age I'm in, I'm curating my closet to make sense for me. Like I'm not investing in pieces just for the fun of it. Like I want to make sure like whatever I wear, like I can like restyle or just matches my specific fashion. Right. Yeah. Like I want to love it 5 years from now. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's very rare with good clothes. So I'm buying everything with intention from here on out.
I think that's very important that you mention about, buying things with intention. I think even when we talk about your style, right? I think that what you wear now, you can wear it 5 years from now.
Yeah.
But it's not boring. Because if you go on Instagram, you go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, you see people put a label on like capsule wardrobe, right?
Yeah.
But I watched, are we wearing a uniform? Yeah. It's giving uniform, right. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you have to have this and you have to have that. And it's like, I want more personality in that. Yeah. And that's advice that I would actually tell people, like, make it make it you.
Right. Don't be limited. Like, I feel like with me, one thing I had to learn was to always show up as my best self, right? And whether that meant, like, quote unquote, overdressing, like, in the right room, in the right person, with the right people, you're always going to catch, like, the right attention.
Yes.
Right? I had to stop letting people tell me, like, oh, you're doing too much, or, oh, like, why don't you just, like, chill, or just, like, wear something more relaxed. Like, that wasn't me. Yeah. So I constantly just did what I think worked best for me, wore what I think worked best for me, and it got me the attention that I did. Like,
When people would say that to you growing up, like, you're doing so much, like, how did that make you feel?
I think of course, like, when you're younger, it does something to you and your confidence. Yeah. I think at one point, like, I kind of had to, like, shift my perspective. And
what was that point for you, though?
What do you mean?
Like, when you decided, okay, no, like, I'm going to do it my way.
Right. I think probably high school, like when I really got into my style, I didn't care anymore. Like I felt so confident in what I was wearing, and I felt the most confident when I was wearing something that I really loved. Yeah. Like a good outfit to me was the same as like a good beat or a really good hairstyle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like it put that confidence in me. So it's like, why would I wait? Like, why would I let anybody take that away from me? Yeah. I didn't. So I kept showing up as my best self. I kept like wearing the things that made me happy. And again, it got the right attention. And I feel like over time, having that love for clothes and fashion, what I'm wearing grew my style, right? Because I was able to open my perspective and just wear different shit. Like things that I don't think I would have ever looked at before. I see it now. It's like, okay, like, how can I take this and like make this like meant for me? Right? Yeah.
I think when I was growing up, like, I obviously just wanted to experiment and try things on and wear what I want. I always have to be the best dressed in the room. Like, I just need to calm down. Everybody's looking at me, right? And so I remember,
volume.
You know what I mean? Like, I just want to look good. Like, if I don't look good, I'm gonna go home. I actually don't want to go at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feel comfortable in the skin that I'm in and what I'm wearing and the way I look. Like, that is also important. Like we said, you know how we are. Yeah. Like, it has to be on point every single time. Yeah. So I remember the moment for me where it no longer mattered. I was getting ready for a friend's birthday, and this person, we're not beefing, we're just not like friends anymore, right? But this person, and when it came to like fashion, we're just very different. Very different. And I wouldn't say like they were not good at dressing. Yeah. It's just I wouldn't wear that. Right. And you probably wouldn't wear what I'm wearing. Right. Right? So I remember I was getting ready and I was trying to decide what I was going to wear. And, like, obviously I, like, go and show my mom everything I'm wearing. Like, Mom, what do you think? Should I wear this? I'm like, but I just feel like if I wear this one up, people will be like, oh, you're doing too much. Okay. I was like, I never want to hear you say that again.
Right. Like, that's
hating. Like, I never want to hear you say that again. If the birthday girl cannot dress and come and outshine and you can outshine, that's her business. Right. You cannot dim your light. Right. To make someone else shine brighter. Right, exactly. Right? And so ever since she told me that, I was like, okay. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's your birthday. Right, exactly. Like, it's your event. Do what you have to do. Exactly. And I think that that's such an African mentality because when you think about it, if you go on social media and you go through, like, wedding content, right? You see
all those bold, big dresses. Literally.
But who is saying that, right? Who is saying that? Because if you look at the other side of things, I'm not going to... hand-colored people,
right?
They would be like, how dare she wear that to my wedding? But it's like, for Africans, you better show out.
It's a uniform.
Hello? Like, Met Gala.
Exactly. Like,
you have to show out.
Best dress every time, every wedding. Like, I think what I love about our culture is that we exuberate those big,
we're so flamboyant.
Yeah, exactly. Those big, bold colors. Like, being able to, like, just step out and get something made and wear it to a wedding. Like, it's so beautiful. And I love how it's like an unknown thing, like an unsaid thing, right? Like, it's happening at every African wedding that you see. And I think for me, like, that's why I really, if I'm getting married, like, that's what I'm focused on, the wedding.
Okay?
Because the outfits have to eat.
Everything has to be
the dress has to eat. Everything has to be on 10.
Like, you know how people put their bridesmaids in ugly ass dresses? Yeah. I think that's the most hater shit ever.
Yeah,
like, you are not confident in yourself at all.
Right.
Like, I want you to give it to me. Like, I want to be looking at you and I'm like, oh, God.
Right. Especially if you're confident in yourself like that shouldn't intimidate you. Like, I want my bridesmaids to be as good looking. Not like you got shit. Like,
you got it. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, because at the end of the day, these people are a reflection of you. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like my whole wedding, everyone here is a reflection of me. Right. In a way, it's like everybody around me, like, show me your friend, I'll tell you who you are. Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's that. Show me your friend, and I'll tell you who you are. Right. I just want everybody to look good. So I think that it's just so telling of our culture and what we stand for and what we value in just our environment, our culture, right? Like, we are so into being extra, being loud, and being prideful in everything that we do. We want everyone around us to be doing well. We want everyone around us to be succeeding. Even if they're jealous, in that aspect, they won't show it because it's like, nah, like, it's us. Right. It's
I could never understand that. Like, jealousy, especially within my friend group, never. Never. If anything, it's motivating. Like, I feel like seeing somebody so close to win, it's motivating and it's healthy.
That's healthy. Yes. But that's not how all people are built. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's sad.
It's very sad.
Right. Like, you really have to shift your perspective. Like, it's not, oh, she wins and she's better. Yeah. Right? Like, no. It's like, she's winning. Like, okay, like, I see it. I know it's possible because it's happening.
It's right there. Right? Right. I had posted this on my Insta story when someone asked me about, like, tea time, right? Mm-hmm. And I had mentioned, like, I don't like being the smartest person in the room. Right. Like, we do this is happening because I see you as a subject matter expert in fashion and in just that whole space. Like, I don't know everything, and I think that's the approach that people really should take when moving forward in life. Right. You can't act like you know everything. You can't act like your mind is just this encyclopedia of information. It's not. Like, you soak up information from people that are around you. Surround yourself with people that inspire you. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you ultimately unlock a version of yourself that you never would even have thought of, right? So it's like, if you're jealous of people around you, you really need to go sit down and do inner workings. You're not a bad person. Jealousy is a natural feeling. I can't lie to you. It's a natural feeling. Like, it innately can come. But when you recognize it, I think it's so important for you to go sit down with yourself, pray to God,
and be like, why do I feel this way?
Why do I feel this way? And pray.
100%.
Pray that evil spirit away, because it's evil. And I'm telling you, you will see life in a lighter way. You'll be happier. You'll feel lighter, and you will absorb so much more information and ultimately become a better person. Like, 100%. You don't know everything, right? Yeah,
you don't know everything. And I feel like people are good at what they're good at, right? Like, everybody has their expertise, and that's how you build a team, right? Like, everybody's not supposed to know every single thing. Like, you're not supposed to have all the answers every single time. And when you're with the right people, right? Like, that's how, like, you build businesses. That's how you grow, and that's how you're able to work within a team. So I agree with that 100%.
100%, yeah. Like, all the baddies know this, okay? If you're a true baddie, you know this. Get it together. Pattern up, babes. Okay, we're going to quickly, round this up a little bit. I want you to tell our girlies and our gays, let them know, in order to succeed and be, like, your baddest, most slave version, give us 5 tips from the Denrise handbook.
Okay, 5 tips from the Denrise handbook.
Yeah. Like, if you had a little sister, what would you tell her?
Always be yourself. Like, don't be afraid to shine in a room. I feel like, especially us as Black women, we're told so often, like, be quiet, like, don't
take up space.
Right, don't take up space, like, don't ask a question in the room, but you have to be able to 100% like shine in any room that you're in. So that's number one for me. Number two would have to be find your purpose, right? And really think about it when you're doing it. Like, be able to realize, like, what do you want to do? And you don't have to have the answers, like, so young or so quick. But I definitely feel like, God put everybody in this world for a reason. Like, so figure out what your reason is, like, what your purpose is.
Yeah.
Three. Ooh, this is... Okay, hold on. Let me think.
Hard work.
Hard work, of course. Yeah. Work hard. And anything that you do, work hard. Yeah. Work hard. Number four, gain knowledge. Go to school, learn, take classes. Like you said, like, be able to connect with people that can teach you something. Like, that's extremely, extremely important. And knowledge is something no one can take away from you, right? So just be able to study and take in things that no one can take away from you. Yeah. Number five would have to be... I want to make this a good one. Let me think.
It's giving no pressure.
Learn independence, right? Like learn how to do for yourself. Like, don't depend on anybody. Yeah. Be able to put yourself in the best light and depend on yourself for stuff. Yeah.
I think those are really good ones. Yeah. Especially that independence.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. That's a very, very good one. Okay. This has been a really good episode. Yeah. Like, I feel like I learned a lot. Like, I did. You know what I mean? I learned a lot. Give them food for thought. Like, okay, when it comes to fashion, what's something that you would, like, one tip that you could give them?
Right. I think for me, especially when I was trying to, like, climb my way up into the fashion world, I had to, like, break the mindset thinking that, like, in order for me to work in fashion, like, I had to only live in New York or I had to, like, major in it. Like, there is no, like, one linear step to get within fashion. Like, there's so many different routes you can take. Like, build your network. Like, don't be afraid to like, reach out to people. Like, that's number one. And then also, like, make your situation work for you, right? Like, so I grew up in PG County. I wasn't around, like, fashion people, but I made do with what I had, right? I was able to, like, get into the luxury space, get into retail stores, and then eventually climb my way up. So just never feel like you are, like, stuck in something that you don't want to do. Like, be open within anything that you want to do. Just because you go to school for a certain major doesn't mean that you have to follow through with it. So yeah, I think that for sure that's me.
What do you think the most difficult experience you've had during this journey has been?
In getting in fashion?
Yeah, like being in the state that you're in right now.
I think for me,
like,
being able to, especially working with it, within it, I think there was a point in time where I felt like it was draining me from my love from it, right? So, like, it's like I had it in work and then I had it outside of work. I had to be able to find balance and kind of, like, define my boundaries. Like when I could take a break from, like, working with it outside of it, knowing that, like, I'm literally surrounded by it. So just having the ability to set a boundary, and knowing that, like, I could always come back to it when I was ready. But, like, for me, it would definitely be finding, like, that balance when you're, like, surrounded by it 24/7.
Balance and boundaries. That's a good one. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. Thank you for having me. No, this was awesome. I'm so happy I was able to sit with you. Yeah. You guys, please check out her Instagram. Like, beg her for more content. Ask her to give it to us. We want it. It's too good. It's too good. I'm dying. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned to today's video. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Remember, I told you get us to 500 on Instagram. We're going to do a giveaway. Once we get there, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.